everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing the JUDY and Oden's Eye palette. I have honestly never checked for Oden's Eye before as a brand, no tea, no shade. It's just not a priority for me as a mainly Japanese and other Asian brand focused channel. But when I saw this collaboration, it was a no-brainer because I was like, okay, you know what? I have to support my girl, JUDY. I've been watching her channel for at least 3 years now. She's one of my faves for sure. I watch almost every single video that she puts out. She is like the ColourPop queen. Sometimes I even rewatch her older videos over and over again. Like honestly, I just play it in the background as background noise because her editing style is just so smooth and aesthetic and relaxing. It really puts me in a calm mood even when I'm not particularly thinking about makeup. But yeah, she's the ColourPop queen, which is why it's a little surprising to me, but not really, that her first collaboration is with Oden's Eye and not ColourPop. Even though ColourPop likes to capitalize on many Asian related things such as Hello Kitty and Sailor Moon, and their recent 4-pan palettes that they've been putting out that very closely resemble a lot of Korean beauty eyeshadow palettes. It's just very interesting to me that they're willing to profit so much off of our culture, but yet not lift up our creators. And that's all tea, all shade to ColourPop. But I am just going to leave that right there because I'm not trying to embarrass JUDY in this video. Trying to be on my good behavior here. Alright, so let me just get into the juicy review. Just like pretty much everyone so far, it seems, who has purchased this palette, I am really impressed by the overall presentation and design. The detailing on this is even more intricate than I thought. It's even more stunning in person than in the promo pics because there are different textures on here. Like for example, the red dragon lettering here is kind of raised, and the little silver accents throughout are also a different texture than the rest of the artwork. Very beautiful. It also came in this sleeve and the whole thing was shrink wrapped in plastic. So from a sanitary perspective, that's really good as well. These swatch so beautifully, as you can see on my arm right here. Super saturated and pigmented. So now I'm just going to show you the application of the 2 looks that I created for this palette, which are in the thumbnail for this video. For the first look, I wanted to do an everyday wearable, just really rich brick red type of look. I think these types of intense flushed reddish brown tones are just so flattering on Asian skin tones in particular, and not to mention they are the perfect vibe for winter in my opinion in terms of bringing a little warmth and color to your eyes and face. Then for the second look, I wanted to focus more on the yellow and green up here, Sunrise and Jade. With, of course, a little avant-garde flair using the bright red dragon shade down here along my lower lash line. And that is, of course, the look that I have on right now. 2 looks is my maximum capacity for a single video, by the way. Like, I put in extra work and effort into this video out of love and respect for JUDY, okay? Usually, you guys know I just do 1 look and call it a day. And I don't even plan it out. I'll usually just wing it, and even if it sucks, I'll just push through somehow. I rarely scrap my footage and start over again because ain't nobody got time for that. Except JUDY. JUDY does have time for not 1, not 2, but 3 looks as her standard review format. How does she even do it? But that is why she is the GOAT. So let's just take another moment to appreciate JUDY for all of her hard work. Okay, so my final thoughts on this palette. To be honest, color story wise, it's a little more neutral and just brown than I was expecting. If I had a choice, and this is not a critique. This is just me pondering. If I had a choice, I would swap out one of these brown shades, either Claw or Aurora. Probably Claw, honestly, just because I feel like out of this entire palette, Claw is the most generic, like mid-toned chocolate brown matte shade that you can dupe very easily. I would trade in Claw for a deeper green true jade shade. Like, I know that this shade is called Jade, but I would have liked a darker foresty jade shade as well personally. I just felt like I wanted one more green option looking at the palette as a whole, just because I love green and I'm a Slytherin. But it's not my palette, it's Judy's palette, so I'm sure she had her sound reasoning for choosing the colors that she did. The mattes overall were really great and easily blendable. I did find that they were packed a little bit on the looser side, which is not a bad thing, but they do have that tendency to kind of like, you can easily end up over blending to the point where 3 shades mix together into one muddy shade. But again, just be careful with your choice of brushes and your blending technique, and you should not run into that problem too much with these mattes. And then again, just going back to the loosely packed thing, so this dragon shade in particular, you see that it's so bright and gorgeous in the pan and also swatched, but I actually found that it just, I don't know, it just did not pack on as saturated as I was expecting on the first try. Like for this under eye area, I had to actually layer it up a few times to get it to this saturation point, which again is not a minus point. I just think that that's how these shadows are formulated. Some formulas are truly aiming for that 100% high saturation of color, whereas others, like Oden's Eye matte formulation, or the ones in this palette at least, I would say these are maybe 80 to 85% saturated. Still very, very bright and pigmented, but the color payoff is just not as concentrated as I was expecting, if that makes sense. The shimmers in this palette, on the other hand, are honestly some of the best that I have ever used. I'm not sure, but I think there's 2 different types of shimmer formulation in here. What I could tell from initially just playing around with them, Solar Flare, Overheat, and Amber are more of like that foiled, flaky type of topper shimmer shade, especially Overheat. This one definitely gives me like traditional top coat. But then Luna over here is kind of set apart from the other 3 because it's more opaque overall, and it has that duochrome effect where the others don't. If you can see that through the camera, it has kind of a green shift. But yeah, overall, very, very easy to work with shimmer formulation. They pick up easily, transfer easily to your eyelid, and most importantly, stay adhered onto the eye, even on top of the several layers of base eyeshadow that have already been placed. These shimmers stay put wherever you place them, which a lot of other formulations, they only manage to hit 2 of the 3 aforementioned criteria. These hit all 3. In fact, I would even go as far as to say that these are honestly better than some of Shuemura's shimmers that I've tried. Shuemura, especially their chunkier, newer, like glitter, shimmer, flaky formulations, I don't even know what they're called. They're like hard to pick up without the entire pan going hard pan, or even if you do manage to pick up a decent amount from the pan, it's hard to get it to stick to your eyelid without some extra base or adhesive. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty big win for Oden's Eye to get my seal of approval on their shimmers over that of Shuemura. Okay, so before I end this video, I just wanted to say one thing to Judy, and I think I can speak on behalf of many of her viewers actually with regards to this point. So yeah, on the off chance that you're watching this, Judy, which I'm sure she's not, but just in case she is, okay, so Judy is like what, 25, 26 right now? That would make me her big sis. Judy is known to all of us as just a really humble, hardworking person, right? She's never ostentatious or braggadocious in any way, which is great. Those are great redeeming qualities to have, and it's part of the reason why we all love her so much. But I just felt compelled to say this because I noticed when watching her video detailing her journey of making this palette, she talked a lot about her insecurities and self-doubt surrounding this collaboration, which is totally normal and human. Like anyone who undertakes a big passion project like this, especially one that's open to the public, is gonna deal with some level of insecurity and feel like maybe they have to overcompensate to feel worthy or whatever. But I just want to say, like, as your big sis, Judy, don't ever sell yourself short, okay? You can own and be proud of the fact that you are that bitch. Like, don't ever downplay your talent or accomplishments out of fear of seeming entitled or something, because I can assure you that literally nobody who follows you and supports you thinks that. And even if someone did, who cares? But yeah, like, you're allowed to enjoy and bask in your own success and talent. You probably think you're so lucky and blessed to have the opportunity to collaborate with a real brand, blah blah. And you're right, that's great. Like, gratitude is something that we should all practice. But they are also lucky AF to have the chance to collab with you. You feel me? It's not an accident that your channel and fan base has grown so much over the past few years, and there's really no explanation for that other than the fact that you are insanely talented with an amazing work ethic and you produce great quality work consistently. So never ever ever downplay yourself, please. Okay, I'm gonna stop giving unsolicited advice and just wrap it up here. Congratulations again to Judy on her collaboration with Oden's Eye, the first of many collaborations I'm sure to come. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this review was helpful to you in any way, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!